If you have a phobia, let's say of spiders, you'll probably be treated with exposure therapy. You might be familiar with what this is. It's gradual exposure to the things that you fear. So you might start by talking about spiders, then move to looking at pictures of spiders, and eventually move on to handling one. The key word here is gradual, unless of course, we're talking about flooding. Flooding is a somewhat controversial form of exposure therapy that involves facing the most extreme form of your fear right out of the gate, which means that if you're afraid of spiders, you'll be handling one on day one. The idea behind flooding is that you basically overload the fear response in your brain. You get so scared for so long that your brain eventually gets tired of the fear. At that point, you're still facing your phobia, but now in a calmer state, and now your brain starts to associate this calmer state with the previously fearful stimuli, which is called extinction. And sometimes, it actually works. Not only can flooding be an effective and fast-acting treatment for phobias, but it can also work for other anxiety disorders and PTSD, at least sometimes. That's the problem with flooding. When it doesn't work, it's not just ineffective, it's also potentially dangerous. One of the reasons why flooding might not work is because people just stop the process too early, because it turns out that facing your greatest fear with little to no preparation is really hard and kinda sucks ass. But the problem with quitting halfway through is that if the fear response isn't fully extinguished yet, you can actually end up with more anxiety around your phobia than before you started. Not only that, but some people just flat out can't handle the anxiety of facing their fear in such a direct way. In extreme cases, there have been reports that flooding has traumatized or even hospitalized some people. Do you think that flooding is worth the risk? Would you ever try it?